The muscle loss epidemic. No one talks about until it's too late. Did you know that right now, yes, this very moment, millions of seniors around the world are quietly losing muscle? And the worst part? They don't even realize it's happening. There are no warning signs, no pain, no big red flag. Just one day you notice it's a little harder to get out of bed. Carrying groceries feels heavier than it used to. And climbing stairs? It takes more out of you than it ever did before. But here's the real danger. One unexpected fall, a simple slip in the bathroom or on the sidewalk, and suddenly your entire life changes. A fractured hip, a long recovery, and sometimes the loss of independence. All of this is tied to a condition that doctors call sarcopenia, a slow, silent breakdown of your muscle strength and size as you age. Now here's something most people don't know. Losing muscle isn't just a part of aging. It's something you can fight. In fact, for many, it's the start of becoming stronger than ever. After age 50, the average adult loses 1 to 2% of muscle each year. But here's the catch. Your daily habits, especially what you eat and how you move, can either slow it down or speed it up dramatically. And what's even more shocking, some of the foods you've been told are healthy, the ones in your pantry or fridge right now, could be quietly destroying your muscle tissue every single day. But don't worry. In this video, we're going to uncover exactly which foods to avoid, what to eat instead, and how to take back your strength starting today. Ready? Let's dive in. The muscle killers hiding in your kitchen. Now here's the part that really shocked me. Even if you're staying active, even if you're trying to eat healthy, there's a good chance that some of the foods you eat every single day are actually working against your muscles. I'm talking about foods that seem harmless, foods that the packaging says are whole grain, natural, or even good for seniors. Some of them have been in our diets for decades, and yet they may be quietly accelerating muscle loss and weakness with every bite. These aren't exotic ingredients or rare chemicals. They're things that are already in your kitchen right now, maybe even in your breakfast this morning. In fact, there are 5 common foods that experts say are especially damaging to muscle health as we get older. And today I'm going to reveal all 5. And be ready, because one of them is something most people believe is a staple of a healthy diet. But first, let's start with the most common one. A food so widespread, you'll find it on nearly every table in America, yet it may be silently draining your strength. Let's take a closer look. Muscle enemy number 1, the bread. You've trusted for years, all right. Let's talk about one of the most common foods in America. It's on nearly every dinner table. It's in sandwiches, toast, pastries, pasta, and for most people, it feels harmless, maybe even comforting. I'm talking about white bread and refined flour products. Now, I get it. It's what many of us grew up on. Fresh baked bread from the bakery, a warm bowl of pasta on a Sunday, cookies with your morning coffee. It feels like tradition, even love. But here's the truth no one told us. These refined carbs may be quietly robbing your body of the strength it needs to stay active and independent. Here's why. When white bread, pasta, and pastries are processed, they're stripped of nearly all their nutrients. We're talking about fiber, B vitamins, magnesium, gone. What's left behind? Mostly fast-absorbing starches and sugars. And when those hit your bloodstream, your body reacts fast. You get a spike in blood sugar, followed by a flood of insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar into cells. But when this keeps happening day after day, your body enters a state of chronic inflammation, and your muscle fibers start to suffer. They don't recover as well after physical activity, they don't get the nutrients they need, and slowly but surely, muscle mass starts to fade. But that's not all. High insulin levels also interfere with the delivery of amino acids, the building blocks your muscles need to grow and repair. So even if you're eating plenty of protein, it might not reach your muscles the way it should. And instead of building strength, your body starts storing fat, especially around the belly. And yes, that extra weight, it puts more pressure on your joints, your knees, your hips, making it even harder to stay mobile. Here's the good news. You don't have to give up bread or pasta completely. You just need to make smarter swaps. Try this. Switch out white bread for 100% whole grain options made from oats, rye, or sprouted wheat. Choose pasta made from lentils, chickpeas, quinoa, or whole wheat. And when you build your plate, pair these carbs with healthy fats like avocado or extra virgin olive oil, lean protein like chicken, turkey, or fatty fish like salmon. Not only will this stabilize your blood sugar, it'll give your muscles the fuel and nutrients they need to grow stronger, not weaker, with age. Because here's the truth. You don't have to stop eating the foods you love. You just have to eat them in a way that loves you back. Muscle enemy number 2, the healthy morning drink that's draining your strength. Now picture this. It's breakfast time. You toast a slice of bread, pour yourself a cup of coffee, and reach for something that feels healthy. Maybe it's orange juice, maybe apple, or even a fancy cold-pressed green juice. Sounds like a good way to start the day, right? Well, not so fast. Because what if I told you that glass of juice, the one you've been told is packed with vitamins, could actually be working against your muscles? Here's what's really going on. Most fruit juices, even the 100% natural ones, are loaded with a type of sugar called fructose. And unlike whole fruit, where fiber slows things down, juice delivers all that sugar in one fast hit straight into your bloodstream. Now, when that happens, your blood sugar spikes fast, and your body releases a big surge of insulin to deal with it. But here's the kicker. Those frequent sugar spikes, they lead to inflammation, insulin resistance, and even fatty liver, all of which make it harder for your muscles to function, recover, and grow. And over time, this pattern leaves your body feeling tired, stiff, and weak, especially in the muscles that matter most for balance and independence. But wait, doesn't fruit have vitamins? Yes, but only when you eat the whole fruit with the fiber still intact. Take an orange, for example. Eat it whole, and the fiber slows sugar absorption, keeps you full longer, and helps your gut. But drink a glass of orange juice? That's the sugar of 3 to 4 oranges, without the fiber and way too much for your body to handle all at once. So what should you drink instead? Here are a few muscle-friendly swaps. A glass of water with fresh lemon in the morning, hydrating and supports your kidneys and digestion. A homemade smoothie with half an orange, apple slices with skin, and a few blueberries. Add a bit of celery, spinach, or ginger for an anti-inflammatory boost. Or try herbal teas like rosemary or bay leaf. Gentle, healing, and supportive for muscle tissue. These drinks won't just hydrate you. They'll actually help your body protect and rebuild muscle. So next time you reach for juice, remember, just because it comes from fruit doesn't mean it's good for you, especially when you're over 60 and every muscle matters. Muscle enemy number 3, the easy protein that's slowly wearing you down. Let's talk protein. By now, you've probably heard it over and over again. Older adults need more protein to keep their muscles strong. And it's true, you do. But here's where things get tricky. When most people think of quick, convenient protein, what comes to mind? Packaged deli meats, bacon, hot dogs, sausages, ham, salami, bologna, you name it. They're easy. No prep, no mess. Just open the package and boom, dinner's done. But here's the real cost of that convenience. These ultra-processed meats are one of the biggest hidden threats to muscle health in older adults. Why? Because to make them shelf-stable, flavorful, and long-lasting, manufacturers add chemical preservatives like nitrites and nitrates. And while these additives may keep the meat looking fresh, they're also linked to chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, and direct damage to muscle tissue. Over time, your muscles weaken, your recovery slows, and your risk of sarcopenia skyrockets, all without you realizing it. And it gets worse. Most of these meats are also packed with saturated fats and even hidden trans fats, high amounts of salt, which can dehydrate you and strain your kidneys, and very little of the high-quality nutrients your muscles actually need. That combination, it reduces blood flow to your muscles, limits oxygen delivery, and makes it harder for your body to repair and rebuild after even simple movement. So yes, these meats might save you time today, but they could be stealing your strength for the long haul. But don't worry, You don't have to give up flavor or protein. Try these muscle-friendly swaps instead. Cooked at home chicken breast or turkey, seasoned with herbs like rosemary or thyme. Lean cuts of beef or pork, grilled, baked, or slow-cooked. No additives needed fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel. Packed with protein and anti-inflammatory omega-3s. Farm eggs, yes, yolks included, loaded with muscle-supporting nutrients. And if you prefer plant-based options, rotate in lentils, beans, chickpeas, tofu, and quinoa. Healthy fats from avocado or extra virgin olive oil. A handful of almonds or walnuts for a nutrient-rich snack. These choices not only support your muscles, they help your heart, brain, and energy levels too. Because remember, real strength doesn't come from a plastic package. It comes from real food, made with real care. Muscle enemy number 4. When healthy veggies work against you. Now this one might surprise you, because when it comes to protecting your muscles, most people think they've got the answer nailed. Eat your vegetables, right? That's what every doctor, nutritionist, and health book has been saying for decades. And for the most part, they're absolutely right. Leafy greens like spinach and kale are packed with magnesium, potassium, and antioxidants, all crucial for muscle recovery and strength. Cruciferous veggies like broccoli, cabbage, and carrots help with circulation and lower inflammation. And overall, a plant-rich diet is one of the best defenses against age-related muscle loss. But here's what no one tells you. Even healthy vegetables can cause problems if you're not eating them the right way. Let me explain. Certain veggies, especially the fiber-rich ones like cauliflower, artichokes, and raw cabbage, can overload your digestive system if you suddenly eat a lot of them without enough water. The result? Gas, bloating, constipation, and general discomfort. And if you're feeling heavy, sluggish, or constantly uncomfortable, are you really going to feel like exercising or moving your body? Probably not. And that lack of movement can start a slow, sneaky spiral into muscle weakness. Now let's talk about spinach, one of the most celebrated superfoods out there. Yes, it's full of nutrients, but spinach also contains a compound called oxalates. And in large amounts, oxalates can interfere with your body's ability to absorb calcium, a mineral absolutely essential for proper muscle contraction. What does that mean for you? If you're eating raw spinach every day, especially alongside calcium-rich foods like dairy or sardines, you might not be absorbing the calcium your muscles need, even if you're taking supplements. This is especially important if you already have low calcium levels or if you've ever dealt with kidney stones. And it doesn't stop there. If you have low thyroid function, diagnosed or not, regularly eating large amounts of raw, cruciferous vegetables like kale, cabbage, or Brussels sprouts can actually suppress thyroid activity, which affects your metabolism, energy, and muscle performance. But don't worry, Nashums, this doesn't mean vegetables are the enemy. Not even close. It just means we need to be smart about how we eat them. So here's how to make vegetables work for your muscles. Not against them. Lightly cook high-fiber or cruciferous vegetables instead of eating them raw every time. A quick steam or saute for 5 minutes helps reduce the effects of oxalates and goitrogens without destroying the nutrients. If you're prone to bloating, increase fiber gradually and drink more water. Don't pair high oxalate veggies with calcium-rich foods at the same meal. Separate them to improve absorption. And as always, variety is key. Rotate your greens. Mix raw and cooked. Balance your plate with quality proteins and healthy fats. And above all else, keep moving. Because at the end of the day, muscles aren't just built by what's on your plate. They're built by what you do with your body. Eat smart, move more. And let food work with you, not against you. Muscle enemy number 5. The healthy labels that fool most seniors. Let's be honest. Walking through the grocery store today can feel like navigating a minefield, especially if you're trying to eat healthy. You see the words fit, diet, no added sugar, high protein, heart healthy. They sound great. They look great. But here's the truth most people don't know. Just because something has a healthy label doesn't mean it's actually good for your muscles. In fact, some of the worst foods for muscle health are hiding behind the very labels meant to make you feel safe. Let's start with one of the biggest offenders, flavored yogurt. It may be marketed as a smart snack, packed with fruit and calcium. But when you flip it over and read the fine print, what you're really getting is a mix of added sugars, artificial thickeners, and flavorings. Almost no real probiotics or live cultures, and in many cases, less than 1 gram of usable protein. That's not fuel for your muscles. That's processed sugar in disguise. And it doesn't stop there. Those healthy protein bars or cereal bars, often packed with corn syrup, palm oil, maltodextrin, artificial sweeteners, chemical preservatives, even the ones labeled no sugar, can be filled with artificial additives that mess with your gut microbiome. And when your gut is off balance, your ability to build and maintain muscle drops fast. And what about plant-based milks like oat or almond milk? Sure, they sound light and clean, but unless they're fortified and unsweetened, many of them have zero protein, added emulsifiers, gums, and flavoring agents. And again, more sugar than nutrition. So what can you do? Start by flipping the package over. Look past the front and scan the ingredients list. Ask yourself, does it contain whole, recognizable ingredients? Is there a decent amount of real protein, not just carbs and thickeners? Are there added sugars, dyes, or artificial sweeteners hiding inside? Because here's the deal, muscle loss doesn't just happen because of age. It happens when we feed our body empty fuel that leaves nothing behind for recovery or strength. So next time you're shopping, don't let a shiny label decide what goes into your cart. You've got the knowledge now. Use it. Because what you put into your body today shapes the strength, energy, and independence you'll carry into tomorrow. So here's the bottom line. If you want to stay strong, independent, and active as you age, you need to protect your muscles from the silent saboteurs on your plate. Today, we uncovered 5 common foods that may be weakening your body without you even realizing it. But now that you know what to avoid and what to choose instead, you have the power to take control. Because aging isn't the end of strength, it's the beginning of doing things smarter. Start with one small change this week. Swap your white bread, skip the juice, read one label more carefully. Your muscles will thank you, and your future self will too.